So how does it feel to launch a campaign or a website with confidence, knowing that you've done the research and that what you're launching is probably going to perform for the business? Well, it feels great. We have moved from the world of launch and see or launch and pray into the world of launch and know what's going to happen. We no longer have to wait until we launch the campaign to know how it's going to perform, and we don't have to blow our budget on a campaign that isn't going to perform. So when we launch our campaign and know, we now have an opportunity to collect the best behavioral data we can. The kind of data that follows most, if not all, of the behavioral rules of data. This is data that we get from things like our analytics backend. So absolutely, whatever you are launching, if it's ads driving to a landing page, ads driving to a Facebook page, driving to a landing page, or traffic coming directly to your website, we have to make sure the analytics is properly set up. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the details in this video of how you would set up analytics, but there are a few things that you really do need to pay attention to in your analytics. We call these blind spots. And in tools like Google Analytics or Adobe Analytics that are based either on URLs that a visitor opens, every time they open another page, a new URL is sent to analytics in these cases, or they're focusing on certain actions like clicks on buttons, they can have blind spots, and some very important blind spots as well. So what kind of blind spots are we talking about? Well, one of the biggest ones is popover windows, overlays that appear but don't generate a new URL. Now, it's easy enough to add a little code to our website so that when those pop-ups occur, Google Analytics can treat them as if they were either an event or, as I prefer, as a new page view. That information can be written and we can do the analysis to see, is that pop-up affecting conversion rates? Because, well, everybody says they hate pop-ups, but in most cases when we put a pop-up on a site, either an exit intent pop-up or a timed pop-up, well, we see an increase in conversion rates, at least if the conversion we're measuring is subscribing to the email list. But these pop-ups can do things like sweeten the offer when someone's about to leave. We call those exit intent popovers. So you need to put a little code in there that sends a message to Google Analytics. Sometimes our clients have their carts. When I add to cart, the cart will open in an overlay. So we're completely blind to the number of people that add to cart unless we add a little extra code to the site. The same thing happens for things like tabbed content. A lot of the times on product pages, we'll see tabbed content. It'll have the product, it'll have the information about size, color, shape, and it'll have the price, and it'll have the call to action button. And then if you scroll down for those methodical and humanist visitors, you get more details. So there's generally detailed specifications there. There might be a tab that has the ratings and reviews on it. There might be a tab that includes videos that you can use to see the product in action. Well, whenever somebody clicks on one of these tabs, the information, new information is displayed, but a new URL is not generated. So again, we want to attach a little code to that that says, hey, this viewer looked at this information. And this is really helpful because we can see how often people who click on a certain tab convert, and we can see if maybe one of those tabs doesn't have a higher conversion rate, and we would consider making that the default tab, the one that's open by default. It tells us a lot also about the kind of information that our visitors think is important. So, blind spots, popovers, tabbed content, content that unfolds or that appears when you click on something. We would want to add a little code to that so that Google Analytics can tell us that someone chose to look at that content. Another place where we have blind spots is what we call leaks, people who are leaving the website. This is most common when we put social media links on our pages. Incidentally, we think the best place for social media icons is on the thank you page. that's when they're most likely to share because of a psychological concept called liking. And you can read about this in Cialdini's The Science of Influence. Liking means that someone likes you more simply because they chose you, they bought from you, or they gave you their contact information. If they like you, they're more likely to take action. So it's on those thank you pages that we see the best opportunities for someone to share on social media. But if you have links elsewhere on the site, perhaps from blogs that are going to other sites, we want to know if people are coming and leaking out of the site because of these other links. In general, and especially on landing pages, we don't want to give them any opportunities to go anywhere else. So these are some examples of blind spots. You'll want to analyze yourself and see where you have blind spots. As I said in earlier exercise, I recommend anyone who's not that familiar with analytics either to take advantage of the free Google University courses or to just start going through the menu and seeing all of the different sorts of reports that you can look at. You're smart folks, you'll know how to apply this information.